Hi everyone, and welcome back to Abundantly Minimal. My name is Sarah, and today we've got two special guests. My husband, Jake.
Hello.
It's been a little while, and then making her debut to the channel, this is little Miss Mia. Well, Mia, but she's just so cute. It's hard not to give her lots of fun nicknames.
Give her a title, yeah.
And we've already had her for 6 months. I meant to make this video sooner, and it just kept getting put off with other things, but we are so in love, and I thought today we could share a little bit more about how we came to adopt her and a little bit about her personality, our daily life with her, and other fun things. And don't worry, there'll be lots of cute little clips of all the cute and fun things she does. Because, you know, I feel like the cutest rabbit ever, although everyone...
A lot of people would make that argument about
their own
pet, yes, but that's how we feel. So.
Yes. And I guess, Jake, do you want to get started kind of sharing like our first interactions with her, like at the shelter, and kind of how it all got started?
Sure. So I don't know if Sarah's talked about it on this channel, but for the last year or so, we've been volunteering at our local animal shelter. And we have been fostering rabbits for just about all that time.
On and off.
On and off. Mia, she was the seventh rabbit that we had fostered. And when we first met her in particular on one of our days of volunteering, she was really, really sick, unfortunately, actually. She was kind of like just in her litter box. That's another thing. Rabbits have litter boxes that they go into. And she wasn't really doing a whole lot in her bunny condo that they had her in at the time.
After she had gotten surrendered from a previous owner.
After she had been surrendered. And she was really sick. She was a little bit overweight. And she wasn't eating really much of anything. And so...
And she couldn't even leave her litter box.
She couldn't even leave her litter box.
She was just like laying down there.
It was pretty sad. But the shelter is really, really awesome with taking care of all of the animals that they have there. And she made a lot of progress so that the next time we saw her, and this kind of won our hearts over of wanting to be able to foster her, is that she is very, very affectionate. Right now, she's just kind of doing her thing, eating, so I won't interrupt her, but she's one of only a handful of rabbits, I think, that when we first interacted with them, she's really, really affectionate and will lick your hand, and, you know, especially the more we've gotten to know her, it kind of like seeks out, actually, like licking your hands and arms and face and kind of whatever is sort of presented to her.
She loves to give kisses.
She loves to give bunny kisses as bunny owners, I suppose. At least some call it. And so it kind of won us over, and we didn't have a foster rabbit at that time. And so we were like, well, let's take her in. It seems like we've got a pretty good connection. I think we saw her 1 or 2 times after that. So it wasn't just like an impulsive sort of thing.
And the timeline, too, was kind of tricky because it was a narrow window where we were actually in the moving process. So, like, we had already closed on our house and we were still in the apartment, but we were, like, back and forth a lot. So we actually, it all worked out really well because someone totally could have picked her up to foster sooner during that waiting period when it's like, yeah, you're not going to bring an animal into your space and then move and change everything on them. Like, that's a little stressful if it's just a short-term thing, at least, or so we thought.
She was also probably the first, well, we've had other rabbits that we fostered that had various different medical challenges, but Mia probably gave a lot of them a run for her money. So she was on a pretty strict diet when we first fostered her. A lot of rabbits, they predominantly eat like unlimited hay, and as you can see, she's eating some greens right now. But then rabbits also often they can eat these little like pellets, like these pellets made out of Timothy hay that they really kind of go crazy over. They're packed with different like vitamins and nutrients. Yeah, she's trying to get to all of you over on the camera right now. We'll let you know of her progress. But so she wasn't allowed to eat any of those. They're kind of, like I said, they got vitamins and minerals, but also kind of like a little bit of a treat.
They go crazy.
And they go, she goes crazy for them. Just about all rabbits do. And we had to like try to help her like lose the weight so that way she was able to be spayed, which was important too, especially with female rabbits. If they're not spayed like by around like 2 years old, they can develop a higher risk for
a cancer.
A cancer.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I don't want to quote what it is exactly because I don't remember either. But basically, it's for like their own health and well-being, and also just like a lot of rabbits, their personalities too. They calm down a little bit after they've been spayed or neutered because there's a lot of hormonal things that happen if they don't, where they can act more like aggressively territorial, both like other rabbits, humans. So it generally is advised. Shelters, they generally will do that before they allow a rabbit to be adopted. So
we had her a couple weeks for that, and then it was probably about 3 or 4 weeks into fostering, we were like, ugh, we do want to adopt her. And I know I was a little bit more hesitant, just wanting to make sure it was the right move and stuff. We did submit the listing for the shelter. They had her up available. I will say too, for context, at this time it was early summer, late spring, so we see a lot at the shelter kind of a post-Easter surge. So a lot of people unfortunately think, oh, let me get my kids a rabbit for Easter, and don't realize that just like any pet, there's a lot of care required. And so, at the shelter, sometimes we see up to like 20 or 25 rabbits at that time, whereas like when we went to volunteer this past week, there were only 3 rabbits at the shelter. Mm-hmm. So it was a very busy time. So, that might have also meant she was in the shelter longer. Oh, she's going for the microphone. Oh,
she's going to be interested in our mics, and probably also a little concerned. Who are we talking to? So she's being a little aloof right now.
She has left us, but I'm sure she'll be back. But anyway, so it was kind of competitive, if you will, with rabbits at that time, with how many there were. Yeah. So no one reached out about having her in those first few weeks, which they were missing out because she was awesome. And we did decide that we wanted to move forward. The other medical issue that came up is she developed some sort of it was ulcers on her eye. They thought that maybe some hay had gotten there and scratched it up a little bit. So we did have to give her eye drops for a little bit. And that also, we were like, oh, she's so sweet and so good with this. Yeah. She would just sit next to Jake while he would do the eye drops. He is the favorite. I mean,
well, I mean, I'm your favorite too, right?
Well, you are my favorite too.
No, she goes for me for the pets generally, but she goes for Sarah for the fun. They do little
we sort of play tag.
A very, very chill way of doing tag, because you're not supposed to chase rabbits. Because they can get scared of it because they're prey animals. So it's where Sarah will bend down and give her some pets, and she only do this with you. She'll then decide to do a little jump for joy, like a little twitcher, like binky, which is an indicator that they're happy. Mm-hmm. And it's usually always this one spot behind our couch in particular that she likes to play this game.
And she'll kind of zoom me ahead, running, and she'll be like, woo.
Yeah, it's so but she does pets with you and things.
Oh yeah, but I mean,
yeah, she kind of picked, I guess, what our roles are. She's assigned for us. And
throughout this video, you'll see a lot of clips of her resting her head on Jake's lap and just very sweet moments. After about 3 or 4 weeks, we're like, you know what? Let's fully commit. I think before we sort of wanted to commit, but also we were like, if the right family comes in, to adopt, that they see how special she is, from our listing and the photos we shared, then that's good. We should trust it. It's the whole foster fail thing. I think it's still very positive. I love fostering, and I think that it really helps inform you about the animal behaviors you might expect and give you so much helpful experience. But yeah, we are foster fails technically from that perspective.
But it took a few times.
Well, yeah, that's true. We gained a lot of experience from the other rabbits we cared for over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we felt like at least it helped us make a more informed decision that this was a good fit for her. It was a good fit for us, that our personalities we all get along. So because just like people or any animal, dogs, cats, any pet, rabbits, there's certain things that are similar about them, but there's also some different personality quirks that each of them have that make them very unique, that you can't just assume that they're all the same, because they're not. So we really do feel fortunate to have her, and I mean, I don't know, I can't say enough nice things about her. We are smitten.
And just to discuss a little bit about sort of why rabbits, and then kind of get into our daily life. I think rabbits are just a great fit for us in this season of life. I mean, I am allergic to cats, so that was definitely a no-go from the start. And then as we both work here from home on our business, routine has never been our strong suit in doing that together.
No. So with a dog, our thought was, at least during this time, with scheduled like meal times and walks and taking dogs out for use the bathroom,
or like a little earlier
right.
in the day.
You can see how I'm not aware enough about about dog care as I'm thinking about it. But we just felt at this time it wouldn't be fair to any like dog if like we are still kind of trying to work on our own schedule, because just depending on the nature of the day, it's
every day is different.
Every day can be a little bit different. So and that's not to say that with Mia we don't feed her at certain times.
We do have a gist, but what is so awesome for our schedule and with having a rabbit, they are 100% indoors, and they have unlimited access to food in the form of hay, and that should be like 80 to 90% of their diet. So she's got hay on tap at any point, and she's using her litter box, which is also, she's able to eat from the hay rack, and then that's also where she uses the bathroom. So it's nice because we know we can rest assured, no matter what each day looks like, she's always got food, she's always able to go to the bathroom. And otherwise, it's pretty low key, beyond that. And what's also really nice in this house is, I mean, it's a little spoiled, but she does have her own room. We started with a pen, as is typical with rabbit care. It's like a 16 square foot pen, and it's similar to what they use in the shelter too, when they don't have as many rabbits. So we started there and worked her way out gradually, expanding her space. After a while, we removed the pen, and then she just had like that room of the house is like perfected for a rabbit. It's all perfectly bunny-proofed, and we even just got a new rug for her, so she's got one rug that fits the whole room. So she's thriving, but she's not in there all day. She's in there during her peak sleepy time, which is roughly 10:30 a.m. to about 5 p.m. And it's so cute because we have French doors on that room, so we'll walk by and see her, and her eyes aren't like always closed, but they get really squinty when she's sleeping.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
So like you think like she's maybe watching you a little bit while she's still like catching some Z's, but find her in her different little houses, like all stretched out, or sometimes she's just like in a little loaf, like on the floor somewhere. It's kind of all over the place, but yeah.
So then, in the morning she's out for like about an hour to 1 to 2 hours, depending on the day, and that's good for running around, hanging out, pets, fresh greens in the morning, all of that. And then at night, usually we let her out around 5 to 6:30, somewhere in that range, and then basically until we go to bed around like 11-ish. Usually is when she's back in her room.
After,
So she gets a lot of free time, and I think it's also important to address that she does still spend time in her room, because I know earlier in our like, do we adopt a rabbit phase, I think from watching certain accounts online, I felt a lot of pressure like if we were going to do this, we had to like let them free roam 100% of the time. And like you almost felt guilty for using a room or a pen. But the truth is a lot of people do use pens, and that even people who don't show that like online. So I think it's important just to, have a transparent conversation. Like you don't need to feel guilty if you're not giving them like 100% free roam everywhere. Like just adopting an animal is like a great thing to do. And I mean, shoot, in the shelter, it's so crowded sometimes in there that you really feel sad for them. Oh, here she comes. Yay.
She's on her way. We hear her.
She's behind you.
Oh, there, yeah.
Are you camera shy? Hi.
She just wants to eat rabbits do like to eat cords, so
microphone.
having the microphones with the phones and the cords is something she's not used to. So she's like, what is this? But yeah, obviously, to Sarah's point, everybody's situation is going to be a little bit different as far as what they can do with a rabbit or any animal, what your living accommodations are. So there isn't one set way that has to be the way. And as long as you're doing your best and giving, in this case, like your rabbit or whatever animal, the love and attention that it needs, especially like we said, rabbits among them are unique. She will choose sometimes while she has the opportunity to be out to go run back off to her room and eat hay in that litter box for like half an hour. She has one out here too in the main room as well, like a hay and water setup as well. But sometimes she just wants to be alone, and you just respect that. And then later she'll come galloping back in to see what you're up to on the couch, and that's great. So
she's good with setting boundaries.
She's good with setting boundaries, and so it's the room. We're really fortunate having the room that we can have her be in there, and that's her space. Rabbits are sometimes notorious. Again, not every rabbit, but in general, they can be chewy and they can be diggers, and so you just have to be mindful of where they're going to be at for their own safety, that they're not going to. Obviously, you don't want something in your house to get ruined, but most importantly, for us at least, is that you don't want her to ingest something that she shouldn't ingest, because rabbits also, unlike cats and dogs, rabbits cannot throw up, so it's only coming out one way. So it can sit in there for a while. So
all right.
Well, just so it's one of those little factoids, but. Anyway, I kind of derailed the conversation.
No, you're good. Here. And another fun little quirk is that for her, hardwood floor is lava. So, there's the game of don't touch the lava. So we have set up a little rug runway for her in the hallway to help. Because when we got this house built, it was the only carpet in the house was on the stairs to go upstairs. So we have set up a little runway system, and it is fortunate since she does believe that the hard floor is lava. It actually has made bunny proofing easy because she's not going anywhere near like our dining room table or the kitchen or the sunroom or all these other spaces. Really, she has just gone in her room, our office, and then this main area. So it's like 3 rooms down in a line. So that has made our lives easier too. But that just depends on the rabbits. Some of the rabbits we fostered were a lot braver and would be much more curious in a space, whereas she really likes to feel comfortable on the rug.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she likes soft surfaces. So everything's technically available to her when she's out here for her free roam time in the morning and the evening. And recently, she expanded her territory to going by the front door, because there's a little rug we put over there in the last couple weeks, and she's grown comfortable over there. At first, it was like, what is this? I never have accessed this space before. So.
One of my favorite things about rabbits is when they do notice something new, even if you don't think anything of it, they notice like, oh, like this door is open that's usually closed, or there's just something new in a space. Like they are fascinated by it. And also what's great too is they give you a warning if you need to move something, because they'll just be like, oh, like, what is this?
Hunched over, like in a little crouch. It's just kind of
staring at it for like 20 seconds.
And they'll hop away, and then she'll hop back to like look at it again, and kind of do that a couple times. So you realize pretty quick if there's something that she might be going after that you need to.
Yeah, like you left your laptop backpack like on the ground one time, and she was amazed by just looking at it.
Mm-hmm. And then I think she became a little interested in maybe sampling. She's a big sampler of fabrics, as we say.
Yeah, she appreciates a good fabric.
She loves texture. If you're wearing an article of clothing that she has not seen before, she will sample, little nibble. Just not making a hole or anything, but just wants to. She's curious about life. Mm-hmm. So we respect her for that.
Something I'm very grateful for is that Jake really does a lion's share of all of the tasks keeping her space set up. Do you want to kind of share of what rabbit care looks like on a daily basis?
Obviously, like any animal, you can't just have an animal and not do anything. So typically what I do, or what we do, is that in the morning she gets a cup of greens.
Usually spring mix.
Usually a spring mix, but minus the spinach, because rabbits can't have too much calcium, which spinach and kale and other particular greens have too high of calcium levels for them.
Sometimes you can just put your hand out and she will start licking you, like right now.
It's very, very sweet.
That's lovely.
And so we give that to her in the morning, and then let her, like we mentioned earlier, free roam around the area. And then during like the 4:30, 5 o'clock time or so, just kind of depending on what our day is, I give her a fresh litter box. So we change the hay out once daily. She gets another cup of greens at that point. She gets 2 total per day. And then we usually do like a romaine and cilantro mix of some sort. She's coming up to see you guys on the camera again. And then change out her water bowls, like both out here in the main area and over in her room. The litter box change happens in both areas as well. Sometimes I wait an extra day on the one out here, since she's not with this one 24/7, so you can get a little bit more mileage out of it. Like arrange her toys. She has like these little hay cubes over here, which are also made of Timothy hay, but kind of resetting her area up over here, because the hay cube tray, she often will like to flip it and send a bunch of hay dust everywhere, which is hilarious when she does. But then you just want to make sure, like for your own sanity also, that you're cleaning it up after she's done, before the next day that she comes out here. She's got other toys, and she ran off again. Other toys and things out here. She likes to push this little empty tissue box. She's got these little pillows that she likes to lay down by.
Yes.
Throw herself onto the floor and lay there, which is a thing that rabbits do, like called flopping, when they're really happy and feeling really
very
content.
Relaxed. Yeah.
She's got this little
apple stick. She loves to chew.
Chew on
every rabbit and probably every other pet. Some animals just have certain toy preferences that they can't get enough of. So these are some of her faves. And in the free roam time, sometimes she'll be lounging. Sometimes she'll be almost looking like she's watching, a movie or TV along with us. If we happen to have something on, she'll be running around playing. She loves to, as we had to stop filming recently, she was running around on the couch and checking it out. She loves walking underneath things and kind of being a little bit of an explorer as well.
Yeah, she's just kind of all over the place, but generally she's pretty low key overall as far as rabbits go. I know it sounded like a lot, like oh boy, she's like everywhere, but
it's been pretty mellow. I feel like as time has gone on, I think the bond is strengthening between all of us. And I also think that she is settling in more and she's becoming more aware. I know my sleep schedule can be hit or miss. On nights I stay up later, I do catch, like as I walk by, that she does seem to be sleeping at night as well, which, rabbits are generally most active like in the morning and then in like the dusk time.
Dawn and dusk.
Yeah, we see her especially wild in the evening sometimes. Or if we're having an earlier morning, she also is a little more wild. So it is cool kind of seeing how she's adjusting to the schedule and living the life. And of course, can't forget at the end of the night, she gets...
Oh, yeah, that's right. She gets, you can give a rabbit small pieces of like a fruit. So you could do like a little piece of banana or like a little slice of banana, little like slice of like a strawberry.
Or an apple.
Or an apple.
Little piece.
We usually just go with like a blueberry. We give her like one, maybe two on a special occasion, like blueberries at the end of the day. And she knows when blueberry time is because around 11 o'clock or so, she gets a little restless. And sometimes she'll just run over to the end of the room that we're in right now, over by the hallway, as if
where she can see the fridge.
When she sees the fridge and she's looking at it as a signal to like tell you, hey, it's time. Or if you're in the kitchen at that like time, she knows, and even if she's in her litter box eating hay, she'll run and sprint out and go look at you by the refrigerator. And once you open it, all bets are off. You're going over to her room to give her the blueberry and say goodnight.
And she'll climb up on your lap for blueberry time.
Yeah, sometimes she'll stay and eat it. Lately, though, she likes to jump on, take it, and then just run off. And it's my blueberry. We're not sharing. So.
Well, and also, it's funny, too, because at that point, as we get close to blueberry time, we might be doing something, I might be on my computer or whatever, and, it's like, oh, I need to go get more water. But then I'm going to walk over there towards the fridge, and she's going to think it's false alarm. Because she starts, chasing your every movement sort of about an hour before blueberry
She's
time.
tracking you. You go off to use the bathroom, she'll sprint after you, and she'll be there outside the door when you come out. She doesn't want to miss an opportunity.
Yeah, and so in terms of, I figure we can kind of close out with some of our favorite moments and favorite things that she does. I can't recall if I've actually caught any footage of this, but I will be inserting clips if I do. Her little yawns are the cutest. They are just, rabbit yawns are so funny. If you want to see it and search it, like, they are adorable, and just you see all their little teeth. It's so cute. And just when she's really relaxed and stretching out, I love it.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things is when she's in the evening, if she's off over in her room for a while, and then you'll like hear her as she is like sprinting like back into the room that we're in if we're watching TV or on the couch or whatever, and she'll like just jump up on the couch and just like go over and like start licking your hands and seeing what you're doing, check out if you've got like a drink of some sort or whatever it is, and then just to see how you're doing, like, hey, don't forget, I'm here and I'm ready now for your attention.
I rejected you before, but now I'm ready.
Now I am ready. Yes. So that's definitely one of my favorite things that she does, and I think just how excited she gets, like just randomly starts zooming and like doing these like rabbit jumps. They're called like binkies, where like they'll like just seemingly at random like leap into the air and like kick out like their back feet as they like do it. It's really something to see. It's both like crazy looking, but it's also, she has some like really beautiful ones that she just kind of does out of nowhere. It's,
absolutely.
Like one time she just like I sat down by her and she just binky, like it was made me feel pretty special.
Oh yeah.
That
also day. She's flopped and laid down next to your legs before, like if you had your legs out.
Yeah.
That's so sweet.
Just hang out there for a while, or she'll rest her head on like your leg, and you'll just pet her as she's there, like chattering her teeth, this like really soft chattering sound that you can only hear, because again, rabbits being prey animals, they don't want anybody to know, of what's going on with them, unless like you're a trusted individual. So she'll just be hanging out there, like head on your lap for like a while. Yeah. Another
one of I can't say this is my favorite thing, but it's hilarious to me every time. So we spend a lot more time like with her on the floor, because that's where she prefers, rather than like on a couch or something. But something without fail, like if you're standing up giving her pets, like bending down to give pets, she's cool, she'll stay there. But as soon as you sit down, she's got to get just out of reach. So, I'll be like, oh, we're having a nice time, let me sit down and join you. 5 seconds later, she's like, I'm out.
Yeah, or she's like, okay, now that you're down here, I need to readjust my position. And she'll like turn your back to you because she likes to like receive like cheek pets from like behind, and then like head kisses and stuff. So it's
That's more so for you.
well, but I mean, yeah, it's just
She's like, I'm gone once I sit down.
no, well, I guess yeah. I'm sorry.
No, it's
maybe
good.
I have a little more luck.
And then I think also too, I know we mentioned she'll like dump this little tray out of these hay cubes, just like preferring to eat them on the floor directly. And also too, sometimes we catch her where we think she might have been thinking about making a naughty choice. And just the look on her face, like when you catch her, can you grab that piece of cardboard?
Yeah.
She was interested in the couch for a bit, so we actually put like a piece of cardboard that came with a package, and you can see she's like made a hole and stuff. So this really did work well, just propping this up by the couch. Another one of my favorite things is if she's going under something like one of our couches, she can walk under. And also we've got these little C tables, so if I'm sitting on the couch, she'll like come up and see me and jump, and then she has to have her ears like straight back because there's not room, and she's like kind of crawling a little bit. That is so adorable too.
She loves to crawl under things. She likes tunnels. She likes, if there's even, well, I guess like these two pillows here, if like these are both like just on the ground, she'll just insert herself and wedge herself in between them and make it her like her little resting area temporarily.
Absolutely. So this is just a few of the sweet things and fun things she does, but we are overall just very in love with her, and it's been a great 6 months already,
Yeah.
and looking forward to more time with her, and lots of fun antics.
That's right. She turned 2 about a month ago.
Yeah, many more fun memories to
Yeah.
come. Well, thank you so much. If you do have specific questions we didn't address in the video, please feel free to leave those in the comments below. I know a lot of people don't necessarily have as much awareness of rabbits or rabbit care, and I feel like we talked a lot about it, but in case
I feel like
there's
we
more.
probably, just because you take it for granted that you don't think like, oh yeah, like something to say.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll put some other videos up here, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.